He ain't gonna mess with me. He in the opposite direction. Squad, what's going on? It's your boy Knockout 360 with another video. I'm out here with the cat, man. 1204 horsepower, King Kong package, Palmer Performance, Kong 2650. It's been exactly 6 months. Palmer Performance, it's been 6 months exactly. So let's do a review on this thing. This is no longer a regular Hellcat. This, honestly, is a full-blown race car. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so as you can see, nothing about this is stock at this point. Everything has been touched from the supercharger, transmission, wheels, suspension, drive shaft. This is not a standard Hellcat at all. And it doesn't feel like one, doesn't drive like one, doesn't move like one. This moves like a legit race car. So from the front to the back, obviously this is the King Kong package. 6 months, time to do a review. 1204 to the crank, little over 1,020, 1,024 to the wheels. I'll put the dyno video up right now. That's what I'm talking about. You should do the honors. We're looking at.
We made 1,024 3 times in a row.
1,024 3 times in a row. It's real. So that you guys can verify. 1,200 to the crank, 1,020 to the wheels, 1,024. Kong 2650 supercharger. SRT fins were too big. We had to get rid of those. The supercharger is too wide, pokes up a little too high. So we had to get rid of the fins. So now you can just see the block, the supercharger, and then of course the lid, OEM lid. Kong throttle body, 108. I'm gonna list the King Kong package right now, so you'll see exactly what comes with it. Leg maker gives you that loud supercharger whine that everybody loves. Kong 2650. Drag radials in the rear. Fat boys, those are 17 by 11s. Up front we got some 20s, 305s. These are drag welds. I'll put the link and everything in the description as well for these. So 20s up front, 17s in the rear, bead locks. These ain't going nowhere. Mickey Thompsons, 315s in the rear, 305s up front. Look at that stance. Look at all that tire hanging out. I love that. Car's been lowered sitting on KW or KNW springs, if I'm not mistaken. I'll correct that if I'm wrong. I've got a trunk full of E85, so it's a little heavy, but that's about the gap that you'll get there. Look at the stance. Look how fat those tires are in the back. 315s in the rear, 305s up front, 17s. Perfect. This is a race car at this point. It's not a regular Hellcat. I can't drive it when it's raining, has rained, about to rain. This is pretty much a race car. Kong 2650 has changed this car. I feel like the whine is louder, more pronounced. A lot of people were worried that, you know, the whine would disappear. Trust me, it does not. It actually gets louder if you ask me. You guys can't see it, but this is on a simple transmission, simple max effort transmission, rated up to 2,000 horsepower. So this is 1,200 to the crank, 1,024 to the wheels. So I've got plenty of room on that simple transmission to play around. The OEM, we were getting it was just too much power. I mean, it was a ticking time bomb. It was gonna go at some point. So we had to go with the simple transmission. We went with the new drive shaft. Like I said, I mean, this car has pretty much been, you know, recreated from top to bottom. even in automatic, you can just feel it jerking you. That simple transmission is no joke. Now I'm in manual. Downshift a couple times. Yeah. Feel that? Yeah, got it. Listen to the downshifts. Oh yeah. And then you just bang it right back to auto. Then we right back in it. This thing really comes alive when you put it in manual. You know what I mean? Listen to that power. Oh, it says 35, I'm doing 70. Yeah, so based on what I was explained to me, right, and this comes directly from the man that's building these cars, this is from Chrysler, whenever you want the full power of this car, you need to be putting it in manual. So right now it's in auto, and that's just because I'm not doing anything. But the minute that you want to open this thing all the way up, obviously you want to go into your SRT pages and put it in, you know, whatever custom mode you got, or whatever custom mode you have set up, or track, or whatever. You need to make sure that transmission has to be in track. So transmission has to be in track because you got that simple transmission. And then of course you've got the King Kong package on top of it. So in order to get the full power of this package, it has to be in pretty much track all the way down, with the exception of, like, you know, suspension and traction and all that stuff. You can play around with that however you choose, but transmission has to be in track. And then once you're in that, you can drive it in automatic and be fine and let the car shift for you. You see how hard it shifts? Like, that's that simple transmission. That's what I was telling you guys about. That's what makes this car a race car at this point, because, like, it's no longer that, I'm not gonna say that it's not smooth, but you can feel it. Pause. You can feel that something's different with the transmission just because of how hard it shifts. This is auto. I had to stop because of the car in front of me. But it holds those gears out extremely long. That's another thing that you'll realize, is it holds those gears out extremely long, which is why, you know, a lot of people like to use manual, because you can control when your car shifts. You don't have to wait for it to get up to 5,000 RPM for it to shift. If you want to do a short shift, I don't know why you would, but you can. You can just bang it like that. And then bang it right back to auto. You know what I mean? Every single time I've uploaded a video where I was at the drag strip, I was in manual mode. And as you could see in those videos, I put it in manual down here on the gear shift, so not just with the paddle shifters holding the plus button, but I actually put it in manual, and the car will shift itself automatically. Right at about 6,500 RPM. So you're gonna see the RPMs get all the way up there, but once they get into that 6,000 range, 63, 65, 67 RPM, it's gonna shift automatically. You're gonna get the most out of every gear possible before it shifts you to the next gear. And then of course it'll shift you up, or upshift you automatically, and then of course it'll downshift you automatically as well. Drag racing videos, and you can look at it and see I'm not touching the paddle shifters, I'm not touching the gear shift, it shifts automatically. Now I don't know if it was like that before the King Kong package, because I'll be honest with you, the only time I put my car in manual was when I was like wanting to get, you know, the downshift pops. That was the only time that I ever put my car in manual. Any other time, I was automatic. Whether I was on a highway, even at the drag strip, I was in automatic. So I'm not sure if you bang at the manual and put everything in track mode, will it shift you automatically once you get up to that 63,000 RPM range? I'm not sure. It might, it could, I don't know. But at least now with this King Kong package, I know for a fact that it will. But once you, that was one of those new Chargers. But once you get into that 1,000 horsepower range, especially 1,000 to the wheel, you're gonna have to go up. You're gonna have to go into a new transmission. And Simple is one of the best ones that I've heard for Mopars. I'm sure there are other ones, but with Simple is normally the best. You know, that's the one that I've heard the most. but it does take away from kind of the smooth, soft shifting that you're used to, right? Like once you put this thing in track transmission and you start hitting it and getting on it, imagine having somebody under the hood of your car that's literally just connecting the gears like that, just connecting them every single time, connecting you to the next one, connecting you to the next one. That's how this transmission feels. It jerks you forward. So that's why I call this car a race car at this point, just because of stuff like that. And with my car, I've got the slicks on it, so I can't drive. It's been, you know, suggested to me not to drive it when it's raining. If it has been raining, if the ground is wet, and obviously if it's going to rain. So I mean, that's another reason why I call this a race car, because, you know, this isn't my daily car at this point. Because of all the stuff that we've done, we've lowered it. It's on the KW springs. We've lowered it. We've done all of the modifications to the supercharger, and then of course the drag radials on the rear. Because of that, this is pretty much this is my fun car. Like, this is something that I drive 2-3 times a week depending on the weather, right? If the weather's sketchy, she's in the garage wrapped up. You know, if it looks like it's going to rain, if it has been raining, I can't touch her, because it's, you know, 1,000 horsepower to 2 wheels and you're on drag radials. It's dangerous. It's dangerous with a capital D, pause. So it's just one of those things, like, I don't even take that risk. I'll drive one of my other cars, you know? If you want to get the most out of your Hellcat, the most out of any of the packages that Palmer offers, whether it's the Demon package, the Demon Plus, and you guys have known, like, we've had all of these packages on the channel. We've had the Demon package, the Demon Plus, the Ghoul package. The Ghoul package is a good one because it's got the flex tune. So you can go 93 E85 and get the benefits of E85, but also if you live in an area where E85 isn't, you know, ubiquitous, you know, you can get 93. You know what I mean? You can get 93 and do it that way. And not to mention, and I think I mentioned this earlier, you know, they're working on Trackhawks and Hellcats that are doing 900 plus to the wheels on 93. So if you're not too keen on the idea of going E85, that's perfectly fine. They've got a package for you. But you still want big power, they've got a package for you, right? So between the Demon Plus, the Ghoul, and then a King Kong package, I think once you get up to the King Kong package, that's when you can pretty much officially say that your Hellcat is pretty much a race car, because I have to treat this car like a race car. You know, you can stay on street tires if you want. You can keep your factory Pirellis. I don't know why you would, but you could if you wanted to. But I'll be honest with you, you're gonna create nothing but smoke. You're not gonna get any traction. Don't even bother taking it to the drag strip. All you're gonna do is create a big smoke show. Now, if you want smoke, keep those tires. If you actually want to be able to put the power down, I would suggest getting some serious slicks. Mickey Thompson's, you know, I think Aturo has their AZ850 DRs. I had those when I had the Ghoul package, and I'll be honest with you, they were not sticky at all. Like, I was burning them off like crazy. You know what I mean? And but then again, that's because I had a little over or a little under 900 to the wheels with that particular package. So I don't know if you know, those tires are rated for that type of power. But long story short, you're gonna need better tires. See how you see the shifting? It jerks the whole car forward. Like, it jerks you forward, jerks you back. It's just that transmission. It's just really aggressive like that. And some people like that, some people don't. It was a shock for me. The first time I got this car back and I was driving it, it was a shock. You know, eye-opening experience, just because I'm like, what's going on? Like, why is it this aggressive? Is it supposed to be this way? Is it aggressive tuning? It's the transmission. It's the transmission, and then of course it's the transmission tuning. So it's one of those things where in order for you to get the most out of the transmission, your tune has to be aggressive. Otherwise, you're leaving a lot on the table, you know. So everything's got to be aggressive when it comes to the tuning of your car once you go to the King Kong package, you know. But man, I truly enjoy this package, man. Like, this is probably one of the best decisions I've made in a long time. I don't drive this car every single day anyway. You see, it's just holding the gears out, and I'm still in my SRT mode. It's just gonna hold the gears out. It's not gonna do all of that gear searching, shifting you 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, 8. it's gonna hold those gears. Like I'm 28 miles an hour and it's holding me right at 40. And I'm still in auto, and then out of nowhere, the whine is still there. That King Kong whine is still there. It's louder, I believe. I truly believe that the King Kong package whine is louder than OEM. That Kong 2650 whine is louder than OEM Hellcat whine. I don't know about Whipple. I've never driven a Whipple. I've never had Whipple on this car, so I can't tell you. But this King Kong whine is loud. It's extremely loud. You hear it for no reason. You hear it for no reason. It's just holding me. Fourth gear, just holding me. You know, it's not gonna do all of that searching. It's gonna hold you right there at that particular gear, and it's not gonna let you out until you need it. And even when you need it, it downshifted me to third. You know what I mean? That's the only time that it's gonna do some gear hunting, is when you're beating on it, or if you know, you're downshifting it on purpose. Now, can you daily drive this car? Absolutely. It's still a 4-door sedan, you know, automobile that you can get from A to B with no problem. You can daily drive it. It's still a Hellcat. You know, if you want to beat on it, you can. If you don't, like right now, I'm back in auto mode, so I'm chilling. I'm in street mode. It's fine. All of the modes still work. Street mode, eco. I don't know why you would use eco, but you could if you wanted to. Eco, street, sport, track, all that stuff still works. You know, I still got my back seat, I've still got my side, all that stuff. So, I mean, it's not like I'm giving up anything. It's still a 4-door sedan Charger. And I've got my trunk full of E85, so I'm hauling stuff at this point too. But that King Kong package is gonna take your Hellcat to the next level. If you are looking for some legitimate power, maybe you just like, you know, I don't know, you're just an enthusiast and you just wanna know that you have that power, the King Kong package is for you. If you wanna take your car to the strip and actually do some serious numbers, the King Kong package is for you. And the good thing about Palmer, the best thing about them is that they will work with you. If you already have something, that takes off of the price. So for instance, you already have a leg maker intake, you can take the leg maker intake off of the price of the King Kong package. If you already have a 2650, a Kong 2650, you can take that off of the package of the King Kong package, or you can take that off of the price of the King Kong package, and you know, just pay for anything else that you want to upgrade to it. If you already have slicks, you don't have to pay for slicks. You already have a cold air intake, you don't have to pay for it. You already have injectors or fuel system that's rated for E85, you don't have to pay for that stuff. That's the great thing about it. You know, it's an a la carte kind of thing, to where you can pick and choose what you want and what you need. If you go to Palmer and you say, listen, I don't want E85, I don't want bigger injectors, I don't want radials, I just want a Kong 2650 and I'll do everything else myself, they can do that, and they will do it, and they'll work with you. I'm trying to get over, but they will do it and they'll work with you. You know what I mean? If you just say, you know, I want a transmission tune, I want an engine tune, and a Kong 2650, or maybe I just want you to put this AWE track exhaust on, they'll do it. They will work with you. That's the great thing about Palmer, is they're gonna work with you. So they're the shop that you call whenever you wanna do basically anything to your car. And I mean anything. You'll see on the King Kong package, they do IGLA installations now. They will recommend you to a good security spot in the area. If you want the interior lighting kit, like you see a lot of people have the lights and stuff like that, the LEDs going on the door, they will take care of that as well. If you bring in a slim body Durango and you want to make it a wide body, or if you got a slim body Scat or a slim body Challenger Charger, what was that? VW. If you got a slim body anything and you want to make it a wide body, and obviously you want it to be paint to match, they'll take care of that as well. Like, they are an all-in-one shop where you can get anything and everything done. And in my last video about Palmer, we talked about the Scat Pack packages. They've got those too. If you want to drop a cam in your Scat Pack, hit them up. If you want to do a cold air intake, you want to do some exhaust work, you want to do some springs work, suspension, you want to turn your Scat Pack into a 1420 or 1320, I'm sorry. You want to turn it into a 1320 Challenger, they got that as well. So that's the great thing about Palmer, is they will do basically anything that you want. The only thing that they're not touching, from my understanding, and you may have better luck than me, you may be able to talk them into it, is I don't think that they're touching swaps. So if you bring them a Hellcat red eye engine, and you bring them a, let me roll my window down a little bit in this Huntersville. If you bring them a red eye engine bring them a red-eye engine, and yeah, we good. You bring them a red-eye engine. See, this, you got to be mindful, man. Like, nobody's above the rules, not even me. You know, 5% tint all around, 35 on the front windshield. Come on now. You know, this is stuff that we got to go through as Mopar owners. But if you bring them a Hellcat engine and say drop this into a 300, you'll probably have to you have to do some sweet talking in order to get Kyler to do that. I don't think he's touching swaps because you know, like I know, some of those engines are not legitimately purchased. So obviously you don't want that coming against the shop, man. But they will do pretty much anything. You know, they will wrap it for you. They're not going to wrap it in shop, but they will refer you to an actual wrap shop, and they'll get it all done. So for instance, if you want to do the King Kong package and you want to get your car wrapped matte black or wrapped whatever, and you want it all done at the same time and at the same shop, that's the place that you would do it, because they're gonna, you know, they're going to contract out somebody to come in and wrap that car for you the exact way you want it, and everything's done under the shop, and everything's warranted by Palmer. You put in a King Kong package, and for whatever reason something starts going haywire, I don't know why it would, but hypothetically speaking, if it does, you give them a call, they'll take care of it for you. And then of course they have they'll do transportation work as well. So shout out to my man. I'm gonna put his Instagram up here right now. He's got a Hellcat red-eye Charger, and he's from Seattle. They sent you know, a transportation unit to Seattle to pick his Hellcat up and bring it to Alpharetta, Georgia, from one part of the country to the next, right? They will transport your car to Georgia. All you have to do is let them know where you are and how you want to get to them, whether you want to drive down there and maybe set up a weekend or something like that, or whether you want them to send a professional transport entity to pick, or agency or whatever, transport company, to come and pick your Hellcat up. And they will do just that, and they'll do it in an enclosed, you know, transportation trailer or whatever, right? So they're not going to have your car just out and about like that and only have some straps on it. They're going to have it in an enclosed transportation box or whatever they call them, trailer. So they will transport it for you. They'll do everything for you, wrap it, wide body it for you, modify it for you, exhaust work for you, interior lighting kit for you. They do it all. You've seen it all on my channel, what they do. But with Palmer, it's an actual Dodge dealership. You're leaving your car at a Dodge dealership. It's not getting stolen at a Dodge dealership. You're good, trust me. So I don't see what the issue is, man. Go ahead and get that damn package, man. King Kong package, I give it a 10 out of 10. We will be going back for a cam. That's one thing that my car is missing. So I will be doing a cam at some point in the near future, and an inner chiller as well, because it has gotten hot this summer, and big engines and hot weather don't mix well. So between a cam and a new inner chiller, because I don't have the red eye, this is just a regular Hellcat, so I don't have the red eye chiller. But between those two things, that'll be my next two upgrades. Above that, I don't know what else comes next. But if you are in the market for some serious power, you want 1,000 to the wheels King Kong, you want 800-900 to the wheels, that's when you get into your Ghoul and your Demon package. I can't say enough about it, man. Check them out. Link and all relevant information will be in the description. You need this package. If you got a Hellcat and you want to take it to the next level, you need this package. Trust me when I say that. And I stand by it, obviously. You know what I mean? It's been your boy Knockout. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. Peace.